Hey, I'm Kayopi. I'm an artist and video creator here on YouTube, and today we're gonna talk about the 10 things I would do differently if I was to restart my career path, which is basically being a full-time artist and also content creator. I might actually finish this painting. Now, let me tell you my qualifications. I'm an artist. I mainly use watercolors for traditional art and then Procreate for digital illustrations. I have created some of the most viewed watercolor tutorials here on YouTube, and now I'm even building an art mail club through Patreon where I get to design and produce stickers, art prints, bookmarks, and even digital products, all here in my home studio. I have been self-taught since day one. I made all that possible by growing an audience of more than 100K here on YouTube. I have collabed with brands for global campaigns in the art community and also sponsorships. This right here is still such a dream come true, but there are many things I would do differently if I had the knowledge and experience that I have now. So I'm here to share all that with you so you can be even better, because we are friends and I got your back. My desire to paint doesn't always come from the final image that I want to create, but also from the materials I want to use and experiment with. I've been creating this painting for quite a few days now, and I had this idea to make it larger. So I went ahead and bought this Canva board, and I'm going to attach the watercolor paper on it. And I'm also going to be adding modeling paste to add some type of 3D sculpture texture. All these are techniques and ideas that I had in my head for so long, and that brings me to my first point. Never let your ideas slowly die in your notes. Throughout my years of working in different creative mediums, I've learned that ideas have a small window of action before they fizzle out, and a really good idea becomes a stranger to you really quickly. But there is a reason why you had that idea in the first place in that moment. All the connections you made for it to be created, from your experience to your response to things happening around you now, and combined with your intuition, this is a recipe you shouldn't ignore. I had so many good ideas that I never got to start on and then saw somewhere else with a great result, and I got so mad at myself for not acting, telling I had that idea too, but in the end I realized doers always win much more, because there is no point in being talented and smart and all the good things if you are kind of wasting them. I'm going to use heavy gel matte medium to stick the paper on the canvas. So from now on, I will try to give myself a more specific time frame to fully create something, more strict deadlines to prioritize the completion, with a good balance of good quality, of course, rather than prioritizing only the quality and actually hiding behind that excuse and never finishing or even starting my ideas. Good morning, it's another day, so let's see what happened with the painting. My architecture books are so heavy, but at least they are useful. The paper really feels attached to the canvas in a really nice way. It is almost like they became one. This is a new technique, so I'm really happy that it worked out. I don't know, I'm really excited but also really stressed because I don't want to ruin this painting. It has gone so well till now, but I have to stop being such a perfectionist and try new things out, even if that means ruining something really nice in the middle of the process. Let's move on to the second thing I would do differently, and is keeping or getting a 9-to-5 job. And I know that this sounds very opposite to the artist dream. When I started YouTube, I was studying architecture, and it was really exciting that I was able to cover many of my expenses through YouTube and my art, and that got me really excited. So I bet most of my time to this. I was lucky enough to be able to come back home so I could save on rent, and just it felt like a really great plan. to focus on my dream and building something on my own while lowering my expenses. That meant that I'm losing, some of my freedom because I'm not living on my own, and also a big part of my mental health. I added way too much pressure on the fact that I needed to succeed through my art and through content creation that I wasn't actually ready for, because I didn't build a momentum and I didn't have a strategy and I wasn't consistent. But at the same time, I needed to cover my basic needs and also a huge expense of doing this type of job, which is gear, cameras, microphones, laptop, and materials for painting that can really add up quickly. So I ended up really burnt out and really tired and exhausted by almost not doing anything, not being able to get out of my bed. And if I can't do that, how could I ever be the boss of myself? For the last couple of years, I haven't been able to paint or create. I haven't been here for so long, and many times I have thought that I need a 9-to-5 job. I need something to put me on autopilot and be simple and easy, just do it and get back home. So I have been looking for video editor positions and social media management and stuff that I really enjoy but also could possibly save me from myself. Even though lately I have a huge shift on how I'm approaching my work and I feel much better. So yeah, having an actual job could help fund your creative dreams and take the stress out of it until you are ready to move on forward on your own. A regular job can help you build momentum and have consistency and just train yourself to have a structure that is much needed in order for you to succeed in whatever you want to do. The next thing is actually quite related to the first one, and it's say yes to as many opportunities and people you can, even if it's just for a coffee or a walk or maybe something creative and related to your job. But just say yes, meet other people, go outside of your home, because being on your own for so many hours each day can have such a huge impact in your thought and just in your mind. It can play really bad games with you because you start to just not trust yourself. You start to not believe in yourself and in what you're trying to do. You're second guessing every choice you make. It just adds a huge cloud upon you. For me, I think the biggest impact it had is my social anxiety is now off the roof. For some reason, I get so anxious just from saying hi to somebody on the street and just needing to talk to someone with an employee or something. I have started overthinking everything I do and say like everyone around me is looking at me, when I do know that that is not true. So please do not isolate yourself. Keep getting out there, being around people and other environments, and trust me, it will do you no good if you don't. I have given a bit of direction of how I want the texture to move around the painting, so in that kind of motion. And of course, the next one is definitely go out at least 30 minutes just for a walk, just to get some sunlight, anything. Just get up from your desk, from that chair you have been sitting all day long, and move. Every day now I experience back pain and it feels like I'm a grandma. It is really humiliating knowing how old my body feels and how weak I am. Honestly, just take care of yourself, because this type of work, being an artist or creating things, I know it's kind of a necessity to sit around all day in front of a screen or just painting, but this type of lifestyle, it really has a toll on your body and you really need to just take care of it. To walk you through a bit what I have in my mind is that I want this to be like some type of waves around her, and I'm thinking about using a deep blue as the main color. Another thing that really changed everything is create content from my work and not work to create content. I will always try to find ideas for my next video, and of course it is an important process to just, brainstorm, but I've learned that the most sustainable way to keep doing what you love and have excitement and enjoyment is to keep working on the things you like, but find ways to document them and then use that to create your videos and content. So you move your work and everything around your life and not your life around your content. Hope that makes sense. The next one is a tough one that I'm dragging daily and I definitely need to do better. I'm a quite shy and calm person when it comes to my character, and that also translates to my negotiation skills. And I know there is a way to be brutal but also sweet about things like that, but I haven't been able to do that. I've been really bad when it comes to standing up for myself and my skills, and all my negotiations have usually led to me being underpaid. And there is nothing more sad than realizing that this is actually my fault. My fear and lack of knowledge to support and stand up for my skills and all my experience let others really easily undervalue my work, even though I always work so hard for everything I do. So I decided to do something about it and start learning through the class Pricing and Negotiation for Creative Freelancers. It is a learning path on Skillshare. I curated a list of 3 videos that can let you explore many things around the business side of working and trying to grow as an artist. From starting out and handling all those messages of people wanting free art, to creating invoices for your clients, really getting insights and business tips from the top art agencies and art business owners in the industry. Through the learning path, you will discover how to respond to initial email, tactics for negotiating price, handling budget, and strategies to ensure you are paid what you're worth. A pretty important point. You will also learn how to make your own business templates, covering many parts of being a self-employed creative. For me, September is a chance for a fresh start in work and my studies, so I'm really trying to make this summer different and viable for my future. Looking at skills I want to get better at, like my negotiating, but also learning a program like Blender that is vital for my architecture studies. So if you don't know, Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creative people with classes by experts on pretty much anything, and honestly, it is one of the best gifts you can give to yourself and your future. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive 1 month free trial of Skillshare. Thanks so much to Skillshare for supporting this channel and sponsoring this video. Also, one thing I would do more regularly is try to figure out what I like and who I am. I know I may not have an answer, but it is important to reflect and try to figure that out regularly. So maybe have a session every week or every month where I have a check-in with my feelings and dreams and ambitions, and also think about who I would like to be in 10 years and see if everything is aligned. Your dreams, goals, and ambitions can always change, so it is important to have a little check-in with yourself, with your emotions and your thoughts, to see if you're going, the right way. And if you're not, that little check-in will make you realize it quicker, and then you can ask yourself, what can I do about it? How I can move forward. My next point is probably the most important one and truly connects with the previous one, and it is connect to whatever you create personally. Because at the end, you have to think that you're not selling just a product or a thing, but something more than that. You have to think story branding and connecting through a lifestyle and not just selling objects. Be brave enough to show your personality, because ultimately this is what really connects you and creates the community you need and the people around you to support you. The next one is have my own online shop and brand. I wish I started thinking about my work as a whole much sooner, starting building a home for everything I am and want to create, a brand. I was always so scared to say that word. It made me feel like an imposter. A brand felt something so big and something only someone with a lot of money and much better than me could start. But I realized for me, it is just a home for all my ideas, and only if I made a decision to start laying the foundation, it can actually exist and then get stronger. I got so stuck on things like what style and identity my brand should have, what name could it have, and nothing really clicked. And that's normal because think of your best friend. Could you actually imagine them with a different name or presence? I can't, and that's not because of the name, but because of who your bestie is, the person you have grown to know, the person that you have seen going through stages in life and get to love more and more. So if I could, I would start my brand and site much sooner. I am in the process right now and I cannot wait to share that journey with you. And my last one is, you don't have to do it all. You don't have to be on YouTube, Instagram, every social platform and keep up with everything. If you can, that's amazing, and also means you have built a great system. But for now, I personally can't. And actually, I never really liked being part of TikTok. I don't like how fast everything is there. I think it is way too fast for me. I recognize the opportunity it brings, but I don't have the mental capacity to do that too right now. And it took me a while to be okay with the fact that I cannot do it all. I had FOMO and felt that I'm losing a huge opportunity for my work. But at the end of the day, it is just me, so I decided to just focus on YouTube. That, in my opinion, is still the strongest platform to be and build a brand, a community, or share your work. And then I also have Instagram, which is still a nice place to socialize and see what everyone else is doing and even get inspired. I don't know, I just turned 29 and it might be that I'm just way too old, but creating content around art is a very time-consuming category of content creation. It is not just the script, filming, and editing that needs to be done as with any other video, but also create the art you're showing, and that can take days or weeks, even months. So yeah, I decided to spend more time working on my art than stressing about one more platform. As you can see, most of the things I mentioned are related to mental health because this is the part that I struggled the most, and I think that this is the part that I also learned the most, and I think that I have grown, and I just hope that it was helpful to you so you can skip a few parts, because following a creative path is really hard but also the most fulfilling, in my opinion. You really don't have to give up on your creative dreams with the right approach, and just from being consistent and going and moving forward, you can make it happen. Till next time, have a super duper day. Bye! Mwah!